What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Nerdy News here on Them Nerds. Tony over here, Jerry over there, and we welcome you once again onto our bridge. We're both doing the bridge thing today.
Yeah, we're gonna attack each other.
Cool. Space battles.
14.
You were sunk by battleship. All right. Before we get into the news of the day, we are going to be giving away this Baron Zemo Funko Pop to celebrate the release of the Disney Plus show Falcon and the Winter Soldier. All you have to do to be entered to win is like, subscribe, share, comment, engage with our stuff on social media and on YouTube, and life will be good. All right, guys, let's talk about some of these things that are going on out in the world. First of all, let's talk Star Wars, because I can't wait to talk about these two things. The first little rumor making the rounds out there, we know that there is a Kenobi TV series coming to Disney Plus. Very excited about that. We know that there is an Andor TV series coming to Disney Plus. Very excited about that. Now, the rumor mill is saying that there is going to be a crossover between the two shows and that Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to have some kind of contact with Cassian Andor, continuing to aid the rebellion in some fashion. You think it's true?
Could be. I mean,
just wait till the Mephisto episode.
Yeah. Sure, Senior Scratchy will be there. Yeah, I mean, I would assume he would be.
Yeah, we've always gotten the impression that Obi-Wan is kind of just all by himself out there, and that he's not really, connected in any way to the rebellion. But this is the time for retconning and kind of establishing new connections. We've already heard that on that Kenobi show, we're going to see Hayden Christensen reprising his role as Darth Vader, and that there is going to be another lightsaber duel between Kenobi and Vader, which of course is not in the current canon at all. The first time they see each other, allegedly, is in A New Hope. So they're gonna be tweaking the story a little bit here, I think.
Yeah, maybe he gets a head injury.
Maybe. I can't imagine Vader going down to Tatooine. He hates sand. It's coarse. It's irritating.
Ventilator.
It's everywhere. It's all in his grill. Other little nugget of Star Wars rumor mill stuff making around, and of course, take this with a grain of salt, but Rangers of the New Republic, which is one of the shows that was supposed to sort of spin off and kind of dovetail with The Mandalorian, Smart Money had Gina Carano's Cara Dune playing a major role in that show. That's not going to happen anymore. So, rumor mill, again, grain of salt, that the character Hera Syndulla, General Hera Syndulla, who you know as the green Twi'lek captain of the Ghost in Rebels, may be taking the lead spot on this show. We just saw the success of Ahsoka Tano moving from animation to live action. Could we see another tentacled female lead character making the jump? What do you think, Jerry?
I hope so, and I hope when they make that jump, they find someone who can act.
Yes. Yeah, I think that it's pretty wide open for this role. I don't think that it's. People have been like pegging Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka Tano for so many years that I think people just expected it.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody's really got that same level of connection to any live action characters for Hera yet.
No, you can go any way,
Right.
It's like you said, it's wide open. So I mean, why not?
I think that.
It's a good idea, and I think that it will be enough for maybe the people who are out there with their bruised egos that are, really watch all the Star Wars stuff and then also tweet a lot. Like
Right.
It might be something that really smooth things over.
Maybe. You guys know when you have that friend at work and like you see them across the room and you text them a meme and you just watch their face waiting to see what their reaction is. I know that's how Jerry looked when he texted me that rumor.
Yeah.
He was probably like, oh, I'm going to text this. I know he's going to, because Hera Syndulla is one of my very favorite characters, and Rebels is one of my very favorite pieces of Star Wars. So very excited. I hope that's true. I'm going to just keep my fingers crossed. She's the man on the ridge. Confirmed.
Engineer.
She's in space, so she must know.
You must know something.
Wait till the Mephisto episode. All right, tell us some Marvel things, Jerry.
Kevin Feige has stated that he is not against a season 2 of WandaVision.
Neither am I.
Yeah, neither am I. Now, here's the question: is WandaVision reworked? Do we keep the same? Obviously, we can't have TV shows, so it's just a progression of her MCU journey.
Yes.
Right. So, just imagine all the places we can see, like as if I was Dr. Seuss. I think that's Dr. Seuss. I don't know. I don't read.
Not even Dr. Seuss.
I can't commit to 15 pages.
That's a lot of rhymes.
So, like, I think that I personally think that's a great idea, because I think that you can, maybe explain to us Ralph Bohner, seeing as though I still am on a very, I don't believe that he's Ralph Bohner. I still believe he's Quicksilver, especially seeing as though we have gotten the reports from the show's creator that there was a whole scene where he helped steal the Darkhold at the end of WandaVision that had to be cut.
Oh.
So that was fully filmed with Wiccan and Speed and Monica Rambeau, and they just couldn't finish off the CGI in time. So this leads me to believe the proof's in the pudding.
There's no proof, nor is there pudding.
You're on, dude.
We'll
he
see.
ain't a Sane Bolt.
He doesn't even look like him.
Nope.
All right. Well, the ongoing adventures of Ralph Bohner would be.
Good funny. That's what it turned out he was. If his name was Sane Bolt, he's just from the multiverse.
I'm a very famous Jamaican runner in my version of
cultural appropriation at its best. That's what the multiverse is. You take everything from us.
Well, we'll see if the ongoing adventures of Ralph Bohner makes its way into any kind of season 2 of WandaVision. That would be perfectly fine with me. I'd watch it.
Good Ralph Bohner in anything is gonna, and especially if it pays off at the end. I'm here for it.
Yes. Before our next little bit of Marvel news, exciting stuff. Los Angeles movie theaters have just gotten permission to open at 25% capacity, which means what could we be doing on May 7th, Jerry?
I guess driving 5 hours, but also going to see Black Widow.
Yes, I don't assume we're driving to Los Angeles. I assume it means our theaters here will be reopening as well.
I mean, I'm just gonna go ahead and wait. I've been waiting for this movie for this long. I'll just wait for the Disney Plus because I still don't trust no movie theaters. But yes, I'm excited about the idea that we will finally be pushing forward with releasing some of this content.
I
just hope that they didn't wait so long that they screwed the pooch. You know what I mean? You've pushed it, and now we just watched this incredible TV show that came out. We're about to be bombarded with another great TV show. Do we care about Black Widow? Have we gone so far now that I don't know? Is this another Wonder Woman 1984 where I think the story is going to be better. I'm guessing that the whole story isn't based off the idea that Diana is a predator, but I just think that we should.
Care Bear stare.
Yeah, she Care Bear stares people right after she assaulted people. But Black Widow, I think, is still going to be a great movie. I just don't know if I care about it anymore because it's been so long.
Yeah, that's one of those things that the hype died down a lot for me, at least. And I want to see it. Of course, I think it's going to be great. Yeah. I think I think introducing her sister Yelena Bulova, I don't know. Did I say it? I probably just destroyed it. But
don't ask me. I'm not the one. We need to get another co-host in here that can just say names right.
But I know her sister is going to be a big part of the MCU from here on out, kind of taking her spot. So that is one exciting thing. And also her dad looks like an entertaining part of the movie. So
yeah, and I've heard that there might be some cameos of different characters inside that Russian prison. So that could be something that's cool. I think, all it takes is for one or two really great reviews to come out about it. It's going to get everybody hyped back up. I'm just saying, as of right now.
Right. I'm like, my hype level right now is like Falcon and Winter Soldier, still talking about WandaVision, Black Widow.
Yeah. I think that what it is just that it was a cool idea, the idea that we were closing out phase 4 or phase 3 or whatever the phase we're in right now, and that we're going to get this little backstory of a character that we supposedly lost, right? I think that's cool, a great idea. But I think the wait was just too long. That's the biggest problem with it. It's just that we're all ready for the new stuff. We know what's on the horizon, so it's like one of those things. Like, I think most of us are on the same page that we thought that this should have been a Disney Plus release a long time ago.
Yes.
But I'll still watch it, and I'll still gonna enjoy it, and I will fanboy out about it still.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we're all winners.
We sure are. Speaking of things coming on the horizon, 2 super teams. We got a little bit of news and rumors going on. What are they looking for Guardians of the Galaxy?
They're looking for a Zac Efron type.
Yes.
And
we decided is someone who can sing and play basketball.
Yeah, they want somebody who knows the whole rendition of Wildcats. And so I think that I thought Zac Efron was a great choice when they first talked about it, probably about 2 years ago when the movie was originally supposed to start getting started. But then people started really like pushing this idea of this is the kind of person that James Gunn was looking for, and yada, yada, yada. And then he, reiterated, actually came out and said, what would make you think that this is the only kind of casting I do for a gold god, that it has to be this kind of person? So I think a Zac Efron type, to me, I'm guessing just means a pretty boy, regardless of what you think of, race-wise or what you picture Zac Efron to be. I'm guessing what he's saying is, think outside the box. I don't need to go in that same direction. All I'm looking for is someone that looks good on camera.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. He's looking for a pretty boy who's going to look good on camera.
The whole point of, and I could see this working out, especially because, James Gunn, I think, is like pretty much like a genius when it comes to these kind of genres of movies. I would love the idea of them giving a very Rocky Horror Picture Show birth to the what's it called, Warlock. When the pretty boy from, I can't think of the guy's name in that movie now, but where everybody's just fawning over, like literally everybody is fawning over him, like similar to when the Guardians meet Thor, and like basically everybody on the ship falls in love with him except for Quill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm excited for that Guardians of the Galaxy. The idea that we could be getting Warlock, maybe Nova, seeing some of these fan favorite classics.
Let's face it, like we're all just excited about getting a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. It's one of the better written MCU shows. You know what I mean? It's like, I think that Guardians of the Galaxy is the equivalent of Black Panther, but in comedy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't leave disappointed. You laugh the whole time. It's funny. The character development, you're pulling out these most obscure characters and making people actually care about them. Who thought, anybody would care about Howard the Duck? And then Howard the Duck ended up in Endgame. You know what I mean? Like, this is where we're going. Like, I'm excited about it. I think it's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely looking forward to that one. The other super team that seems to be churning around the rumor mill a little bit are some mutants. What do we know about mutants?
There is loud buzz that we will be getting a movie called The Mutants, which for some of you who, for some people may not notice that or may not know that originally Stan Lee was going to call the X-Men The Mutants. It was just a class. It was in that he was told that it would never sell. So that's the reason why he settled with the X-Men. I think it's actually a great idea because of the idea that we're not focusing so much on, you can use an umbrella of the mutants to introduce all these characters, and then which finally leads into an X-Men franchise similar to the Avengers. You had Captain America, you had this, you had that. These are all superhuman or super advanced people that finally became the Avengers, and this is the same thing that could happen with the X-Men. So I think it's a cool idea.
Yeah, huge grain of salt. Of course, it's all just rumor mill at this point, but I think that it's inevitable. We're getting them, and I think having that sort of that solid name, the Mutants, and kind of connecting it to historically what Stan Lee had intended, maybe that's a little more credence to that being true.
Yeah.
Hopefully. One can only hope. You mentioned the illustrious Kevin Feige a few minutes ago. Feige has been talking a lot about what's coming up on the TV end of things. She-Hulk and Moon Knight will be filming within the next few weeks. He was quoted as saying, quote, "On March 19th, as you know, Falcon and the Winter Soldier will be debuting. June 11th will be the debut date for Loki. And of course, soon after that, we'll have our first animated series, which is What If? We are finishing up Ms. Marvel, and we're also shooting Hawkeye currently. In a few weeks, we start She-Hulk, and a week or so after that, we start Moon Knight in addition to our features." They have such a full plate of cool stuff coming up. It's crazy.
Yeah. Not to mention their movies that they're producing.
Right. That's just TV.
Yeah.
That's just TV. I'm super excited for all that stuff coming up. Some of my very favorite heroes are in that list that I just read, specifically Moon Knight and Ms. Marvel. Very excited to see those two showing up on my TV.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be great.
Can't wait. A couple other little casting nuggets from Marvel. Captain Marvel 2 is apparently seeking a John Boyega type for a role in the film. It's Blue Marvel. I know it's Blue Marvel.
Yeah.
Is it Blue Marvel?
Could be. I mean,
he's the man on the ridge. Confirmed.
It's Finn.
They found him in space.
He's
like, I used to be a stormtrooper.
Hey, I'm looking for something to do. They didn't utilize me well on the movie.
Well, there was already some one of the like leaks for WandaVision was that John Boyega was going to be on the show.
Yeah.
And that he was going to be Blue Marvel.
Yeah.
Didn't
and
happen.
a lot of these things, you got to realize that a lot of the people who were mentioned to be on the show are from the UK, which had closed their borders to the United States because we couldn't get our stuff together with COVID. So that, limit a lot of things that could have happened on WandaVision. I mean, it's been announced that is exactly what happened. COVID affected a lot of things that were supposed to end up on the screen. So
yeah. So I think that's leading a lot of this speculation that the reason why they're casting a Boyega type is because it's going to be Boyega and it's going to be Blue Marvel.
Yeah.
I think Blue Marvel is a perfect fit for Captain Marvel 2. I mean, given these newfound powers that Monica Rambeau has, and the connection that they have in the comic books, I think it's an ideal fit.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good fit. Also, I would hope that maybe they can drag it out until like maybe Captain Marvel 3 before you power them up. Just because I would like to see Monica Rambeau's story be,
yes,
deviled in a little bit more without starting to, because you're already going to have scrolls that are going to be coming into. Who knows what else is being added in? I don't want her story to be, missing the Michigas.
Yeah, and you don't want to water it down. I mean, that's Marvel has worked really hard to build these like strong female characters, and the worst thing they could do is be like, oh yes, Monica Rambeau, you are newly powered. Here's a guy that has big powers too, and he's going to be overshadowing you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they could make it work if they wanted to introduce him, but I think you kind of nailed it. Like, bring him in as a named character, but maybe don't have him get powered up just yet. And they could even be fighting Moonstone in Captain Marvel 2, which could then lead up to some famous sort of comic conflicts that involve Blue Marvel.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving right along, let's do a little hop, skip, and a jump over to our friends at DC.
I refuse to do any of that.
Well, you had a good piece of DC news as we were getting on here today. Tell us what's going on with my friend Clark Kent.
They've renewed the Superman and Lois series for season 2 after just one episode. So I think that says a lot. The show itself is actually pretty good. I mean, it's very they've taken a whole different direction than I would have assumed they would have done, but it's a good show. So I mean, I can understand why they would want to, especially with a lot of their series being on the upwards of on the tail end of being canceled by now. So I mean, start putting some fresh blood in there is a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, if we can get 7 seasons out of The Flash, I think it's totally fair to give Superman and Lois a second season and see what happens.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Flash is in its 7th season. I've watched the first episode of season 7. I found it really hard to get interested. Batwoman is still there, which I'm enjoying Batwoman. Okay, it's not my favorite thing on TV, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's got to get its rhythm.
Yeah. Superman and Lois, though.
Yeah,
good. I like it.
I'm impressed. I think they did a good job so far.
Yeah. Speaking of the CW version of DC's projects, Ruby Rose, who was Batwoman in season 1 of the show, has said that she would love to return as Kate Kane as Batwoman, but she feels it, quote, wouldn't serve the story. She praised the new Batwoman's performance and didn't want to take away from that.
Why return when you had a show that you walked away from? You should have stayed if you're that interested in it.
I will say they've kept her name pretty alive on the show in season 2, even with the Ryan Wilder version of Batwoman kind of, really falling into the role. They've kept her name out there a lot. So I with this, nothing is happenstance in Hollywood. She's saying this, the show keeps her name alive. I could see her coming back at some point, but are we going to care? I don't know. maybe not. Yeah. Going over to the movie side of things, Kiersey Clemons is going to reprise her role as Iris West in the Flash movie, if it ever happens.
7 seasons of the Flash can't even get through one movie for the same character. It's kind of crazy,
right? For somebody who runs fast, that movie sure is going slow.
She's been hired and fired and rehired, and the movie still hasn't come out.
Oh, DC. Speaking of their women on film, there is still a Batgirl film in the works. Originally, it was tied to Joss Whedon. Now the only thing tied to Joss Whedon, hopefully, is a cement block near the East River. The project has gone to a new team, and it was revealed on this piece of promotional material for something for AT&T that this Batgirl film is still on their slate of things to do. Yeah, they have a to-do list like me. It's written on like 14 different notebooks.
Yeah,
and like it's some of it's in
back of a receipt.
Yeah, back of a in and out receipt. Yep.
It's a CVS one, so that there's plenty of room.
That's right.
I will say this, for as crappy of a human being that Joss Whedon has shown to be, he does write very well for women superheroes. So if somebody's using a script that he may have started or have completed and now are going to zhuzh it up or whatever, it could be a great movie. Because his problem is not knowing how to write for women. His problem is not knowing how to treat them.
Right. Maybe he just writes in ways that he would never want them to actually be in real life.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, I'm going to write this girl exactly like one that I would never want to encounter in real life when I'm being a terrible person. Anyway. And of course, the big elephant in the room, DC wise, is the Snyder Cut. It's going to be out on the 18th. I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it because I paid for the channel already. The thing I think is kind of weird is there was just an interview with him where he said that the Joss Whedon cut is also canon.
I don't know, dude.
It's just like everything's canon, dude.
Yeah, DC is
like DC isn't the problem. Isn't that things are canon? Is that you never make it to the canon?
Right. Hey, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to deal with all that. We'll see. I mean, we'll watch it. We'll see how they compare. But once that's done, I don't know what DC's next move is going to be. I know we've got Black Adam that's going to be coming down the pike at some point. We know that there's going to be some more work with the Batman that's been getting a lot of praise.
But it's quite the theatrical piece of art.
Yes, that's what I hear.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I'll wait to see.
Yeah, no sparkly vampires, from what I hear. All right, that's the nerdy news for this week. Don't forget, you could win this Baron Zemo Funko Pop. Just like, subscribe, follow, interact with us on social media, be around, and talk to us, please. And we
talk to me.
Please acknowledge our existence, and you can win it. All right, that's it from them nerds today. Be good to each other.
Stay nerdy.
Later, nerds.